Peace and blessings, family. Good morning. It is Tuesday. Happy Traditional Tuesday. We're back up in here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I am on the West Coast, so it's like 6:15. We're going to be talking to a sister in the East Coast, our dear Queen Mother, Queen Dr. Neith. And this dear sister, when she joins us, she's going to talk about spirituality and food, nourishment, how we feed ourselves, how we feed our bodies. Let me make sure I'm in the right place here. Yep, good, bam. Okay, so good morning, dear sister. So I'm very excited to be talking. I know it's really early for the West Coast family, but we're going to be talking about spirituality and food, which is major. Because I do understand, like, we do a lot of things about talking about your health and your, all that kind of stuff. Spirituality is usually over here, and then health is over there. But I think it'd be beautiful to talk about spirituality and food, like both of them together, because one is like your mental mindset, and the other part is your physical. And so there's, as much as we love certain big mamas or whatever, and they were very spiritually based or, religious based, they didn't always take care of their body, which is why, we lose that great wisdom sometimes, because we learn to adapt to what we have. So I'm very excited about talking to their dear sister, Queen Dr. Neith. Very excited. And so let her know that I am live. I don't see her on here yet. I hope you're having a very, very good day. Oh, thank you. I'm very excited about this conversation. I can't even tell you. And then also, while we're waiting for her to jump online with us, let me make sure. Okay, she's here. Bam. Okay, so let me invite you. Are you on your cell phone? Because if you're on a computer, then I can't invite you, but you have to be on like your tablet or your cell phone. If you're on a computer, it won't let me invite you. So, yeah, let me know. Because I've been looking, I didn't see you sign on, which means you're probably not on a gadget, like in terms of a tablet or iPad or cell phone. So you have to switch. Thank you, dear sister. Okay, so while we're waiting for her to switch over, I wanted to say thank you for everyone who tuned in yesterday morning to hear the elder couple talk about their marriage. And they've been married like 38 years, together for 41. And I got a lot of inboxes from some younger folks. And some of my younger folks who are into, like, they're young, so they learned about the movement and all this kind of stuff. And they said that their interview was very enlightening, because when they started talking about a unit and what a unit does, that made the light bulb go on in their head when they started talking about, there you go, dear sister, coupling up with people, and they just really, really liked it. So I was just like, wow. I do interview a lot of couples, couples who've been married for a long time, those who just starting, and those who are, in between. So very proud of that. So I think we're getting ready to add this dear sister, Queen Dr. Neith, and it says adding. So you just have to accept the ad. Yeah. There you go. Yay! I get all excited. Technology.
Yes, and yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
Well, good morning, Queen.
Alafia, beautiful. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm only looking up this early for someone like you.
I am honored. We get up at 4 a.m., so that's 1 a.m. your time every morning, and I pray with my students on Monday through Friday. And so I was like, if you up, and I was like, she sleep.
Oh, yeah.
But I when I'm on the East Coast, I'm up like 8, 7 in the morning.
Right.
I did jump that time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Do you have like another gadget on your house with the sound up? The computer?
The computer is muted. Let me see if it's...
Okay. Come here to feedback.
Huh. No, my other face.
No.
Let me just get out of the other Facebook. That's gone. Huh, I wonder if it's my microphone. Okay. Oh, you know what? It could be my Bluetooth. Let me cut that off.
Okay.
Okay, is that
Yep.
better?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, perfect.
All right, so I'm very
excited about this topic.
Okay.
we're going to be talking about spirituality and food. So let me ask you before we get started, can you tell me a little bit about your journey?
Absolutely. So the reason that I love combining spirituality and food is that those two are the culmination of my journey. What I didn't know is that so many times spirit tries to speak to us and we respond with food because we don't realize. So we'll either respond with sex or we'll respond with food, and not understanding the stimuli is coming from the spirit world. The spirit world is trying to tell us, I want to spend some time with you. I need you to come and do your meditation so I can then speak to you and give you the information that you're looking for. So in you sitting up eating all of these foods that are not dedicated to your highest and best good, you're doing that to fill the void that I, as spirit, am trying to fill. So I was a minister for years in the church, running around, trying to get everybody to come on to the Lord with a chicken wing in my hand. And, that worked for me at a time. And as I continued to evolve, I then found myself to be an extremely overweight preacher. And I kept trying to skip over all of the scriptures about gluttony. I was like, okay, well, we'll talk about everything else, but don't you touch me and all my extra 300 pounds. Leave me alone. And so I finally got to a point because I had fibroid tumors. And I had them for 17 years. Now I understand that what kept them going was my diet. And had I known that, I would have stopped feeding fibroids. I had plenty of doctors I went through. None of them told me that. All they told me was that they wanted to take my womb. Well, in them wanting to take my womb, they wanted to take my womb because a melanated womb sells for $45,000 to this day on the black market.
Wow.
So, oh no, you don't want to fix my fibroids. You want to take my womb because that's more feasible for you. It is the matter of a snip. You pull it out, you got my womb, and now you've sent me on, and all my organs are completely out of place. So 2010 was the December 2nd, 2009, actually, is the day that I actually woke up into consciousness. And I really thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown because my whole life was predicated upon a Bible-based religion. I was a Christian, then I was a Hebrew Israelite, so that is all I knew. And now the whole carpet was pulled from under me, and it was like, well, what do I base my life on? Everything that I've done, all of my decisions have been Torah-based and Bible-based, and this is all I've known. And so it sent me into even a further depression because now everybody I was connected to was a Hebrew Israelite. I was not connected to anyone else. And so when I woke up, it was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? So I ate. And then that following June, the fibroids had gotten so bad that I was extremely spacey. Like I was losing so much blood that I wasn't able to fully connect sentences. As I drove, I would actually have to concentrate going from lane to lane. And because of the teachings that I had received, I would not receive blood transfusions. I definitely know now not to do it, but I was doing it based on the Torah, not understanding, no, they said not to do that for a tremendous reason. Don't do that. So by not getting the blood transfusions, by losing all the blood that I was, it was just affecting my performance. And so I started studying with a group called The Forgotten Foods. They're in Atlanta, and their website is theforgottenfoods.com. They're herbalists. And they are the ones that woke me up to the fact that herbs could heal my womb, and I didn't have to worry about a doctor cutting on me. And then I started learning about raw foods. And so at the time, I weighed 300 pounds because I was getting double injections of Depo-Provera in my hips every month. And so as a result, the steroids just continued to blow me up. And so it was extremely deep. I was in a depression and losing the blood like I was. As I started to convert to a raw lifestyle and started taking the herbs, then I started to see a difference in my cycle. So I was actually having a cycle. Before I found this out, I was bleeding 7 to 9 months straight per year.
Wow.
And so in that, if you can imagine, I'm really not this shiny. Let me cut this light off. If you can imagine bleeding like that, it affected my personality. So it didn't make me sweet. I was something to be around. Oh my. And so once I started doing that, I started noticing that the menses was not as heavy, and then it wasn't as long. So I started like, wait, I'm not still bleeding. What does it mean? Because when you've done that for 17 years and that's been your reality, that's just what you do. You wake up and put a pad on because you just never know. So as I started, continued with the herbs, continued with the herbs and continued with the food, I then got introduced to the post-abortion healing clinics. And I didn't think that had anything to do with my spirituality, anything to do with food, anything. But that is what opened the door for the fibroids to come into my body. Had no idea. And so as I continued to learn, after I went through the clinic myself, because I had to be the first partaker, then all of a sudden, that big fibroid that had fused together, and it weighed 40 pounds. So all of my little fibroids fused together became one hard mass in my womb. It started becoming like jelly. And then it broke up, and for 5 months straight, that whole fibroid passed through me, piece by piece by piece. And it was scary because I'd never seen some of the things that were coming out of my body. But I never had to have any type of surgery at all for them to be removed. And so the last set came out in July of 2011. So from August of 2011 up to now, every 28 days like clockwork, I have a cycle. And so the food that I learned how to delete mucus-producing foods. I had no idea that mucus-producing foods were making the fibroids bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. No idea, because we were taught to be meat and potatoes people. Meat and starch together, you grow fibroids, you grow cysts, you grow. If you're a man, that's what causes your prostate to expand, and that leads to erectile dysfunction. These are things that we've been taught. You ain't really eating unless you got some meat and you got some rice up under it, you got some potatoes under it. And I come from a Bayesian household, so that's what we did. You know, and my dad was the one who cooked. So when he cooked, we ate, and we were a nice, robust family. You know, but just not having, we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And it's not that the knowledge is not available, we just don't know where to look for it.
Someone just posted in the room and said post-abortion spiritual question. Please elaborate.
Absolutely. Post-abortion healing clinics are so very deep. You can go to my website, www.healatlanta.com, www.healatlanta.com. One of the things that we got victimized as, and I don't use victim often, but in our becoming free, after the 60s, this great feminist movement hit from 1969 to 1972, and it's one of the worst things that ever happened to us as African women. As African women, we nurture children. It doesn't matter if it's your child, it is inbred in us to nurture a child. There was a time when I was growing up, if I did something and somebody in the neighborhood got me, They beat me, took me to my mama, and she beat me because somebody else had to beat me. Didn't matter what I did. And so it does take a whole village to raise a child, and that's who we are. And so in that, one of the things we have to always concentrate on is, wait, I lost my thought. Tell me what you asked me again.
About the post-abortion spiritual clinic.
I was like, spirituality and food. Where did we go with this? Thank you. Okay. Spirituality. So with the post-abortion healing clinic, nobody taught us that it's your body. You can do whatever you want. It's your body. Yeah. Nobody told me that when that doctor removes those bones, that blood, and that flesh from me, that they don't take the soul and spirit of that baby. So the soul and spirit of that baby is still resting in my womb. We have testimonies from women that got pregnant after having an abortion, and the child at the time was 13 and was able to talk to Dr. Mitchell Gibson and told him why he was so angry with his mother. You ever seen little boys that are just overly aggressive and angry with their mothers? Come to find out, he was the child right after her abortion, and he had to fight with the spirit of his older brother that was still trapped inside of his mother's womb. And he's asking questions like, why did she love you so much? Why was it okay for you to stay here and not me? Why she didn't want me? And so the more abortions you have, the more babies' souls and spirits you have trapped up inside of your body. And so we need to be able to lovingly release that spirit into the hands of the ancestors. But we have to take full accountability for what we have done. So in this process, we use the Beige, and we actually help you go through to name your child, to actually forgive the father, forgive the whole situation, release yourself. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We've had quite a few sisters, but the brothers that go through it, oh, you have never seen a man weep like you see men. I mean, big brothers. Because you got to keep in mind, I'm here. I work with the Atlanta Hawks. I work with a lot of the football players, so the Falcons, and you've never seen big burly men weeping like a woman in travail, like you do when we do abortion healing clinics for men, because he lost a child as well. Even if he financed it, he lost a child as well. And so men don't talk about it. It happened. We got it over with. Let's keep it moving. But that still is a grief that we went through. So a lot of brothers that have financial issues, good brothers, can't never get their financial thing off. When you actually talk to them, you find out that they financed an abortion. When you finance an abortion, then that money it becomes blood money, just like if you ordered a hit on somebody. So by that money, you ended a life, so your life is going to be devoid continuously of that. So it's a real deep piece. It's a really deep piece, but it's a part of the work that I did, and that's how it helped me to get those fibroids out and to continue with my healing journey.
So raw food. What is that?
I know, and why? And why is it? Why are we doing raw food? I first got introduced to raw food in 2009 before I started working with the Forgotten Foods. And there was this lady that claimed that she had lost like 160 pounds in 15 months eating raw. And I just looked at her and said, I'll come to your little seminar. I was 300 pounds, right? Talking junk. So she gave us the recipes for a whole weekend. I did raw from a Friday to a Monday, and I lost 4 pounds. I said, oh no, this is the devil. Ain't no way in the world. This can't be God right here. I done lost 4 pounds. Oh no, I'm about to be anorexic at 300 pounds. Right, that part. And so that was my first introduction. So raw food is any food that is cooked less than 135 degrees. So if you put it in the dehydrator at 135, it's still living. It still has all of its enzymes in it. You've heard of Death Valley, California. People don't live there because it's 135 degrees. Your body can't take that. So they'll send military people who are getting ready to go to Saudi out there to train, because that's the norm over there with the heat index. But as far as just being somewhere where you just live, nah, because it's too hot. So when you heat your food over 135 degrees, you already have reduced the nutrient value by 50%. Now, where the issue then comes out is, wow, if what I'm eating already has no nutritional value, then I done just cooked out the little half that's any good. So that's what raw foods are.
So how do you make meals every day?
Stop turning your face up at it. You making that.
I have lots of friends who are vegan and vegetarians, and they're always like, bro, if you do this raw. And I'm like, okay.
You've seen some of my pictures. See, this the thing. I used to weigh 300 pounds. All of that was not Depo-Provera. I could cook. Okay? Let's just be clear. So if I'm going to sit up and cook some delicious food when I got meat on it, you're not going to be able to make me act like I'm a rabbit. You're going to have to come with it. I am not a rabbit. No, that's why I'm not a little bony vegetarian, vegan. No. So, So I want my flavor. I want to enjoy it. I'm not eating cardboard. So what I do is the same seasonings that I love with my fish and my chicken and all of that, I use them with my vegetables. And so, because you're not in love with a piece of chicken, you are in love with the flavor on the piece of chicken. So take that same flavor and put it on your vegetables. You're going to be like, what? Yeah.
I got it. So someone saying there's an echo.
I don't have.
And I thought we dealt with that. I've never had that. She said there's two mics. Thank you, Sister Gabrielle, Queen Gabrielle. There are two mics in your computer at the phone. But I don't have, my mic here is muted.
Mine is too.
Hold on, let me see something. Is it still there? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Right. You don't hear anything on mine?
Because I don't have it. This is what I do all the time. So, but I do hear it now. But I don't know what it is.
Okay, Gabrielle said it's not on me. It's on Queen Row. Okay.
It's for me. Hey, I wonder what that is.
Tell it to come out.
Okay. I know. Hold on just a minute. Hold on.
Gabby, put my website up there for me, please, baby.
Oh, my word. Okay, we just going to keep going. I'm going to have to figure that out. So, okay, so I got that. So what is the connection between food and spirituality?
Yes. So oftentimes what we eat blocks us from being able to clearly tune in to spirit. So when we're eating heavier foods, it keeps us from being able to tune all the way in. So these are some of the blocks, and it's so deep because they are what we call soul food. They're what we call Caribbean foods, African foods. So you have to wonder, who made it so that people over there who are actually normally naturally spiritual, that's what they were eating. Much of what we call slave slop, it slows you down. So your macaroni and cheese and your
hold on, y'all.
Okay, everything in your potato family, everything that's going to be, if you think about it, where is this thing grown? If it is grown down in the ground, the further down in the ground it is, the more it's going to slow my body down. So if you are looking at a cassava, if you are looking at a durian, you're looking at everything that grows way, way down the yuccas. All of that, when you juice it, you get no water out of it. You ain't heard of nobody going around drinking yucca juice, okay? Because it's a thick, heavy potato. We started eating those types of things because especially in the Depression, they would put you in soup lines. And for breakfast, they gave you oatmeal and they gave you toast. These were called stick to your rib foods. And
Right
so
on.
it kept the child feeling like it was full. It kept the adult, the brother could go to work and work all day. But what the problem is, that's all it did. It stuck to your ribs. And it also caked up your intestines. It was not good for moving things out of your body. So when we do those, it makes us sluggish. It's that thing that we call itis. And so when you're eating itis foods, so you're eating pasta, you're eating bread, you're eating rice, you're eating potatoes, that whole family right there slows you down. Now, if you're eating those with meat, it's slowing you down even more. So when you take the meat and you're putting the meat in your body, it slowly deteriorates your mind. It breaks down your joints. It begins to open your body up to diseases. What butchers do is anytime there's a tumor in a piece of meat, they just cut it out and then they make you a cut of meat. So all of that, those cells and everything are in that meat. Same thing that happens with chickens. They sit and they inject the chickens with growth hormones. Most of us have cancer cells in our body. It just depends on what we eat as to whether or not it activates those cells. So if you have cancer cells in your body and then you eat chicken that's been injected with a growth hormone so that it grows, then you begin to activate and to grow that cancer that's inside of your body. And so then it's like, oh my gosh, I did this to myself. So this is one of the reasons that all of that is tied in there together. So if you're too tired to pray, you don't have time to sit in meditation to let spirit be able to talk to you and to let you know this doesn't work. If you see that something is weighing your body down, that's a hint and a half right there. This is not good for you. This doesn't help you. So the reason that we do raw foods is to actually help to clear and cleanse out your system and to be able to open you up so that you can cleanse your first eye. A lot of times our first eye is calcinated. And so if it's calcinated, and then you have to keep in mind too, they have programmed us that we need protective styles over our hair. So let's get you a nice little weave that's going to have an enclosure right in the middle. What's right there in the middle of your head where the enclosure is? Your crown chakra. So you have some other woman's hair, most of the time an Indian woman, because they want you to get Remy the good stuff, Remy the good stuff. Well, this is what it is. Most of that hair is offered to the gods of India. And then it's sold over to you. So then you've got hair that's been, again, been consecrated to a deity sewn into your hair. So all of the worship of that deity is now going all into your crown chakra. And then when they teach you to have this cute little bang, it is then covering up your pineal gland. So you're not able to get in all of the connection, and they want you to be able, they keep telling you to clip your ends. The ends of your hair are your receptors to the spirit world. So when they keep getting you to clip your hair, clip your hair, clip your hair, that's so you can't get in everything that the spirit is trying to connect to you. So when you have all those blockages removed, then you can actually hear spirit talk to you about what is best for your body. You can't just go by your blood type. You have to go by your generational blood types. And nobody talks to us about those. You have blood types on your mother's side, blood types on your father's side, generational curses on your mother's side, generational curses on your father's side. All of that ties into what works for you. What I eat don't make you fat, but what you eat could kill me.
Right on. Now, Queen, Doctor, Sister, you just said a mouthful. I mean, you connected a bunch of stuff, especially with the hair, especially with, trying to pray and meditate, but you just too full, and you can't even sit comfortably in the stance to meditate.
Absolutely.
You just hit on a bunch of stuff. let me back up just a little bit. You talked about that food and meat and potatoes and, you know, how do one begin to switch that over? Because it's not as like, I'm just going to give up everything.
No, you're
every
not.
time I try to
And what's going to happen is as soon as you get
not be
mad,
hungry.
as soon as you get mad, you're going to go back and you're going to sit up and you're going to make you a piece of chicken and you're going to have some collard greens and you're going to make some macaroni and cheese and some and like, this how we going to handle this. Right. So it's best that you actually get ready to go through a step down program. Now, those are the things that I do. I'm doing a 7-day juice detox at our property in Jamaica, April 1st through the 7th. However, if you want to start online, January 3rd through February 2nd, we're doing a 30-day guided online raw detox. And so it's a juice detox. So I've already started with the people now. It's not too late to join, but we teach you how to step down. It's all about having an accountability partner who will be able to walk you down and to help you to not keep going back, because you got to realize once you decide I'm not going to do meat, because I take people step by step. So I first take you off pork if that's still a part of your life. Then we take you off beef. Then we take you off everything white. So your chicken and your turkey. And when we do the beef, we also do the lamb and the goat. Then we take you down to fish so that you don't end up taking your body through all of these shocks. And then when you get upset, you go right back to those. However, as you stop eating it, it's already up in your tissues. It has to have the chance and the opportunity to detox out of your tissues, to go into your bloodstream, and then to go out of your body when you have your next menses. Now, this is where the problem comes. As it's leaving, it's reminding you, it's saying, girl, come here. You know you want me. You know you want just one last time with me. Come on over here. Go on over to Olive Garden real quick. Get that chicken masala. You know it's calling you. Stop playing. You ain't nobody vegan. Black people ain't vegan. Your mama wasn't no vegan. Your daddy ain't no vegan. What's wrong with you? Right. This sound crazy. And she ain't skinny. What's she eating? Right, that part. So that's where you want to start to ask yourself, what works for me? So we do several readings. We actually have, and that's on my website, 39 different readings that we do, but we do health readings. And we actually take you through what works for you. There are some people, because of the mixture of their blood, that need to have certain foods in their body that are not recommended for other people. So you can't just across the board say this is for everybody. Everybody needs to have an individual type situation. As I was sick, I was a chronic anemic for 17 years. So there's certain things, like I do liquid iron every day. Because if I don't, then I got foolishness that goes on with my body. And I've tried to just eat it. I can't get enough of it, because for 17 years, I was chronically anemic because the fibroids were taking up all my iron. So it's really, really important that we find out, how do I drop all this stuff out of my body? And by having a coach like I am to actually walk you through it. Also, I am a doctor. So I'm able to look at everything, not just from a nutritional point of view, but I'm actually able to look at your complete health. The things that show up in our body are the last stage. So the message didn't get through to you spiritually. It didn't get through to you emotionally. It didn't get through to you mentally. Okay, now I've got to sit up and show up as a disorder or a disease in her body in order for her to actually hear me. And so then maybe once she hears me, she'll start addressing the emotional thing. One of the things that I teach my students is you don't have to forgive anybody. That's a church lie that we were sold. You are not obligated to forgive anybody for anything, because some things that people do to us are unforgivable. So to obligate me to forgive you, like if you molest my child, then I'm probably going to catch a few charges. I'm not interested in forgiving you. So the only reason that a lot of people forgive people is because of this misnomer. if I forgive you, then the Lord's gonna forgive me. Right. So for
Right
me,
on.
the Lord is going to forgive me for that Glock 9 that I got up in my car where I end your life. But that's just me. So you do have an obligation
Right on.
to release that person because you are holding them in the prison of your emotions. And so every time you think about what they've done, toxins get released over all of your organs, and you start to desire foods that are damaging to you because you have not dealt with the emotion. So when you release them from the prison of your emotions and you say, I commend you into the hands of the ancestors, may you be rewarded according to your intentions. Baby, woo! Honey, that right there, the Hammond organ starts to play, and all of a sudden you feel like you're going to shout on one big toe because now that person is out of you. So I work with a lot of women that have been molested. And let's just say it was Uncle Johnny that did that. Uncle Johnny, I release you from the prison of my emotions. May you be rewarded according to your deeds. I release you into the hands of the ancestors. You will start to feel such a release go all throughout your body because that person no longer has energy. And the longer you have fed that person your energy and they have depleted your energy, the more anemic you become. So I let you go. I get my energy back. I call my energy back in from the north, the south, the east, and the west. You cannot leave me. You belong to me. Uncle Johnny leaves. My energy comes back to me so I can complete the purpose for which I was called.
Now, sister, you said something. I love this. You said that about that forgiveness because we love to throw that out there. It's like saying we're not going, like us and like the history of slavery, we'd be quick to forgive our enemies. It's like no other group does that. However, you did say the word release. And to me, that was much deeper than forgiveness for me. Because to release someone is like, you're not waiting on them to be, let me apologize, let me make it right when you know they're not going to do it for the most part. But releasing them helps you.
Yes. I'm releasing. When I release them,
right on.
I'm not waiting on your apology. I'm not waiting for you to have the feeling of being sorry, because a lot of times when people do things to us, they ain't a bit more sorry than the man in the moon. So what you've done to me is affecting me. So because I love me, I teach a concept to my students: self first, but not self only. Self first, but not self only. So for my self-preservation, because I am in love with me, I choose to release you. You don't get to live off of me anymore. Every time I think of what you did, that's not going to continue to feed you. So I'm choosing not to hate you. When I release you into the hands of my ancestors, oh no, they got you, boo. Now, that don't mean we getting ready to hang out. That don't mean I trust you when you standing in front of me. No, and that don't mean you safe. I got to watch my thoughts so I don't cast nothing over there toward you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the decision to let them take care of you. That's the decision that I'm going to make.
So another thing you said, let's talk about those fibroids for just a minute, because Black women have more fibroids than any other group.
Absolutely.
I've had fibroids. What is that about? They say it's dairy. They say it's, I don't know.
Okay, so
what is that?
This is where we are. Fibroid tumors come through two major ways. An overproduction of an overproduction of estrogen, an overproduction of mucus, and abortions. Those three doors open up the doors for fibroid tumors. Yes, we are told in error that they are genetic. No, they are not genetic. Now, and I say that as a woman whose grandmother had a hysterectomy at 40 from fibroids, whose mama had a hysterectomy at 40 at fibroids, and I at 24 found out I had fibroids. And I can promise you, it's not genetic. everybody in the same household is eating the same food. So if your mama is eating mucus producing food and your grandmama is eating mucus producing foods, especially if it's mucus producing food that's injected with estrogen, like chickens, like turkey, like cows, whenever it has a growth hormone, that growth hormone is estrogen. It's estrogen. And so I'm eating a dead animal that had blood in it that's injected with estrogen. So it's already mucus producing. And so I can't just have a piece of meat. I got to have some bread with it. I need to have some rice or some potatoes with it. Come on. I got to have a righteous meal. It ain't right if it don't have something like that with it. So all of that. So your potatoes, your breads, your pastas, and your rice, everything that grows up out of deep down. So any of your root vegetables. The only root vegetables that I condone and consume are beets, because when you juice a beet, you get beet juice. When you juice a carrot, you get carrot juice. And I know that we have been mistaught that you can't eat carrots because it's a mix between Queen Anne's lace and a yam. That is a lie from the pit of hell. You know why? Queen Anne's lace is toxic. If you touch it, you break out. But if you put it in your mouth, you die. So if you take something that kills you and then you turn around and mix it with a yam, you now got a toxic yam. So that's just not true. Please go and eat carrots. It's going to help your life. An orange carrot, there is nothing wrong with. An orange carrot is a naturally occurring hybrid. So bees that were in the natural red carrots and bees that were over in the natural yellow carrots came together and they took their pollen, used pollinization, and we got orange carrots. There was not some mad scientist in Holland that poof made it. Why? Because in 600 AD, you can already find orange carrots. They were an anomaly and they came forth whenever those bees pollinated. So as they continued to pollinate, we had more colored orange carrots. Ain't no scripture against the orange carrot. Please eat carrots. It'll help your eyes. It helps your blood sugar to balance out, but you don't want to do it every day because it has so much sugar. But we hear one piece of information, don't research it ourselves, and then we stop eating we need beta carotene because we're over here and this is not the type of sun that's even good for our melanated eyes. So we need as much beta carotene as we can to support our eyes. But when we're told not to eat it, oh, we can't eat that. Masa said no. Eat your carrots.
What is alkaline? I hear a lot of talk about alkaline.
Absolutely,
what is that?
Absolutely. So there are pH levels, and you have from a 0 to a 10. Anything that registers from 0 to 7 is considered acidic. Anything that is like 7.5 and up is alkaline. Disease cannot grow in an alkaline body. And so you can go to Whole Foods or whatever your local holistic grocery store is, and you can get a little kit for $10. And it will, when you can, do a urine stream over it and see where you are in your alkaline acidic base. The more acidic your body is, the more open you are to disease. Now, what are generally acidic foods? All soul food is acidic. And your collards and all of that, those were good until you sat up and put a piece of ham hock or a piece of turkey in it in order to give it flavor. No, learn to use your seasonings instead of putting a dead animal in there in the name of seasoning it. Everything else is acidic. And so the more acidic food, that's why you start getting heartburn and everything after you eat certain food, because you are sitting up literally eating foods that are lowering. So it's adding all this extra acid to your body, and your body's like, ew. So that's why we popping tums, trying to keep our stomachs from hurting. That's one of the reasons that we eat cornbread, so it can absorb some of the acidity, but it's acidic.
Wow. Okay, so cornbread is not good.
No, corn has no nutritional value. That's why when you eat a piece of corn, it comes back out as a whole kernel. Your body can't. So what we're hooked on is the sugar from it. We're hooked on that sweetness from it. That's it. So, you know, I mean, yeah, it's not doing anything to benefit you. So it's not killing you unless it's genetically modified, or if you're doing like a high fructose corn syrup base. But corn is not killing you. It's just not benefiting you. It's not doing a thing to benefit you.
What foods are high in mucus?
That's going to be all of your meat, all of your soy products. So all that fake meat they try to get you to eat, everything that's soy. There's a truck here in Atlanta. It's a vegan truck, and they sell soy burgers, and people sit outside for 3 hours in line waiting to get a soy burger. I will be doing a Facebook Live on this soon. Brothers, soy reduces your testosterone, so you cannot last as long. And your little swimmers do not swim as strong. It also helps you to shrink. Now, I don't know too many brothers that want to shrink, but this helps you with shrinkage. So you can't last, you ain't strong, and you becoming a short man. That's not a good thing for you. Leave the soy alone. The soy is not your friend. So you got soy. Everything white is your enemy. So white flour, white bread, white potatoes, white rice, white pasta, all of that makes mucus in your body. Chocolate and caffeine grows, it triples the growth rate of the fibroids in your body and any other tumor matter that's in your body, as well as cysts.
Wow. Whew, you got me over here on notes, okay? Which is great. Some of the stuff I knew, but this the way you see, the way you break it down, I think the way you break things down makes so much sense. Like sometimes people be so IR spiritual. That's my joke. You can't even follow them. You be like, okay, yeah, they up there. But when you talk, it's like I hear my grandmama talking, and she knew the knowledge of how, you know what I mean? And some of them didn't know it. Like, you know, they didn't eat food out of season. They didn't, you know, you couldn't get certain people to eat certain food in other parts of the year. They're like, I ain't need that. That ain't real.
That's right.
And you know, you're like, what you know? They like that don't grow right now.
Right.
So why would we eat that?
Right.
So with that being said, tell me, why is there such a correlation? So what made me intrigued to really talk with you is when you talked about food and spirituality. So you started out talking about growing up in church and being a minister and you having a really big weight issue. And it's kind of like, wow, like, you know, it's kind of like we have figured out how to disconnect God from the wellness of your body.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we'll be concentrating on that spirit, but not necessarily being the temple where spirit lives.
And it's so deep because it's a scripture that says, bodily exercise profiteth little. And so we take that one to the hilt like, well, shoot, it said it profiteth little, so I'm not about to fool with it. You know, and so what we've got to do is, if we know that the Creator will not dwell in an unclean temple, what are the things that makes a temple unclean? We don't keep in mind this body. If I owe an account for every deed done in my mortal body, okay, I have this body on loan. When I made the agreement as a returning ancestor, and I said, yes, I will come back. And for my incarnation objective, this is what I'm going to work on in this lifetime. And for my life purpose, this is what I'm going to do to help humanity. These are the things. And so now I find out what my spiritual gifts are and what my psychic abilities are that help me to complete my life purpose. So when I deal with all of that, they then say, okay, we're going to give you this particular body. You can use this body while you're there because you're going to return it back to us at the end. So we have to ask ourselves, what condition are we returning our bodies back in? You loaned me this body. You gave me breath in it. You gave me reasons to things that you need me to do. How dare I mistreat this body? How is it that I feel comfortable working out when I get ready? And if I don't, then I don't. If I walk, then I walk. And if I don't, then I don't. And then we the main ones. God, help me. My knees hurt. My back going out. My shoulder. It's like,
Right on.
didn't you really? So the old people used to say to make hay while the sun is shining. While you have the opportunity to walk your neighborhood. I call it a gratitude walk, and my students they love it. So you go outside, even if it's cold, put on some clothes. Put some clothes on if it's cold, and go outside and make the decision. I am getting ready to bless every house that's out here. And you start looking around and you say, universe, I thank you that I have the ability to come outside and walk. I thank you that I even have the dexterity in my body to be able to do it, because there's a lot of people in wheelchairs that wish they could walk and see.
Right on.
I thank you that I don't have an oxygen machine that I'm pulling behind me as I take in all this fresh air. I thank you for those trees and for not being colorblind so I can see all of your majesty and your greatness. Baby, you go around your neighborhood. Oh, I speak peace to everybody in each of these homes. You start doing that, it becomes addictive. It becomes a drug to you. So you excited about getting up and going and doing your gratitude walk. I give thanks for that cat. That cat is a representation of Sekhmet. Sekhmet represents healing. I'm so glad that you're there. Let me go find something to feed you. Up there go a little dog. That's Ann Pooh. You cover me in protection. You are the guardian that protects over travel. Oh, you also are the guardian over the tombs. So you make sure that the cars stay in the right lane so I don't get up out of here before I'm supposed to. So let me go find a little bone for you, because I'm grateful that you covering me. And so when you start doing your gratitude walks, you start hearing. Spirit starts to speak to you because you're out of the confines of your house. You're out in nature, and so now nature can speak back to you. And you find out what to eat for that day, what to stay away from, all of those things. We had just bought up a ton of romaine lettuce and didn't get around to eating it. And romaine lettuce doesn't stay here because I make tacos out of it, everything. And then we got a bulletin from the CDC that it was poison. That's why you can't go and get romaine lettuce right now. They done pulled it from everybody's shelf. And so as you walk and exercise, and it don't cost you a gym membership to walk your neighborhood for an hour.
Right on.
But when you do that, you get your blood to flowing. You start to detox. This is one of the reasons people have such bad breath, because they don't get parasite purges. They don't get colonics. And so when you speak, the hawk is released on everybody, and it's unfair. So you got to realize.
Say that again. Hold on, Queen Mother. You just said, why do people have bad breath? Because that I need to know.
Because they don't.
People's like.
You can go to my website, which is healatlanta.com, and it's a parasite purge. People need parasite purges because in your parents' innocence, if they ever fed you just one piece of meat, you can't cook the trichinosis worms out of meat. And so you have two major vessels of consent. That is your mouth and your vagina as a woman. And so when you take that piece of pork in your body and you eat it, you are giving those parasites the right to inhabit anywhere in your body that they choose. And so they usually start out in your colon. And so they fill your colon up, then they go into your bloodstream, then they go up to your brain. So we're busy trying to put grandma in a nursing home. No, grandma needs a parasite purge. She don't have dementia. Grandmama is wormy. If we get them worms out of her brain, you'd be surprised how sharp she is.
Right on. Right on. Right on. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's switch over just a little bit to some spirituality. Because all that matches up. All that matches up. How do you know? How do you know when you're really practicing spirituality as opposed to just some religious dogma?
Woo, now I'm about to preach. Okay, listen. So what it is. when you start realizing and you take it into yourself, when it then becomes yours, as opposed to something that you're reading out of a book, that you're reading off of a print off that you've given. Everything that you do should be a natural ritual, as opposed to all of my spirituality is what I'm reading right here, and every 4 days we do this and all. No, 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 no. Is it an actual relationship between you and the Most High, whoever you call it? And so the way that you know that you, how do you know you in a real relationship with a man? Because on a consistent basis, he is reaching out. Hey, babe, I was just checking on you. How's your day going? I was just checking to see how you need anything. He's showing consistent concern. And so that is the way that we develop a relationship with the Most High. When I start out in gratitude toward her, she is going to respond. It is a mutually beneficial relationship that you want to enter into with the spirit world. And so the more you keep showing up, because we keep trying to be perfect, you don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be present. And so by being consistent, that's why my students and I pray at 4 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 Saturday and Sunday. So we are consistently showing up for the Most High. And so when we show up, then channels come through, answers come through, everything comes through. And so I got women all over the country that are up on the money, 3:55, they sitting there ready to jump in to pray. And so that's the beautiful thing about becoming a sacred medicine woman, is that you first use the medicine to heal yourself. You heal that spiritual emptiness within you. So the way that you know the difference is that it's personal. See, everybody, there was a time where everybody was in love with Denzel. Denzel was everybody's husband from afar, but you better not loud because Paula might hear you and shut your life down. Right. So everybody loved Denzel. Denzel, cool. But see, Denzel would be religion. I need my own husband. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that personal relationship is your own husband. But everybody looked over at Denzel for a minute.
Wow. Okay, you just broke that down. Now that makes sense. Now, how do we line up spirituality with what we eat?
Yes. So the beautiful thing is, in almost every African traditional religion, we have boundaries on what we eat. And then once you become initiated, you often have taboos. So there are certain things that are not best for you because of the energies that you are now embodying. So you get a chance to customize what works for you. But as you continue to elevate spiritually, there are just certain things you no longer have a taste for. So the ravenousness that you have, because see, when you eat things that have blood in them, they make you ravenous. They make you more animal-like in nature. The more I'm trying to commune with nature, the less I want to turn around and eat something that I see. I don't want that little bunny that I see running around. Go on, little bunny. Go on, little bunny, and I'll have a salad. Because you don't have to die for me to live. That's that whole Christ consciousness falsehood, that something's got to die for you to live. No, it doesn't. That animal doesn't have to die for you to live. Now, the flip side of that is people that take veganism and make it a religion. So you can treat people any old kind of way because you are vegan. No, you are dysfunctional. So you can be a dysfunctional vegan, a dysfunctional carnivore. You are just dysfunctional. And that's what's wrong with you. And that's why you're so mean and your breath stinks. So that's why we want to help people with the parasite purge. Get a colonic, especially if you're a brother. It can keep you from having colon cancer. Because so many of the things that, see, look at the setup. When you eat meat and bread together, that is developed, that turns into a goo in your colon. So look at everything in fast food. So you have your, let's just say, let's start with breakfast. You got your breakfast sandwich. You got the bread on the sandwich. Then you mess around and you have what? an orange juice or a soda to wash it down, because we don't chew our food up anymore. We do 2 or 3 and then we take a swallow of drink to push it down. I gotta push it down. Okay, this is the problem. You just took orange juice, which is acidic, and then you mixed it with a piece of bread. All right, so bread plus acid equals gook and goo. And so all that is getting stored up in your colon, and it's keeping you from being able to get out of your colon. So it's staying in there. It's not passing through. And we got buildup after buildup after buildup on the interior of our colon. And so the new stuff can't push through. If you're not having a bowel movement with each meal, that means you got all of these backed up bowel movements inside of you. That's why you see even skinny women that have a little pouch and have the little muffin top. That's all of those backed up meals in your body, which is your body trying to communicate with you. What you're eating is not breaking down and it's not passing through. Having to take Smooth Move and CKLS and all of that on a daily basis, that's not normal. What you're eating should be able to push through your body right after you finish with it. And if it's not, then you're eating the things that are not dedicated to your highest and best good. So that's actually abuse. That is actually abuse.
Someone said, what do you do when you have children? How do you cleanse our children if we give them meat?
If you give children meat, you need to, there are quite a few excellent documentaries right on YouTube. So the first thing you want to do is let your children see the documentaries. So it's not mama's being mean to me. I want to go over to grandmama's house and have a piece of chicken. What I want to be able to do is sit and show my child. So you look at the documentaries first, help them to understand why we're coming off of it. We're not doing this anymore because we can eat and get full without hurting the animals. And then it would be good to go to like a zoo and let your child now reacclimate to what that animal actually is. That's a pet. That's not dinner. And then I do online cooking classes, have your children in there in the kitchen with you and start to learn how to change the way that you've been eating. And I make it so that it's family fun. So not only am I just getting some ingredients, I know what those ingredients actually are. I actually know what the benefits are.
Right on. Whew, Queen Doctor, you done hit us with so much stuff this morning. I'm over here on just my paper, just got stuff all over it, notes and drawings, and which is great. What is a sacred medicine woman? You threw that in there, and I'm like, what is
actually a woman who has made the decision to fall in love with herself and to actually be held accountable. And so we have 11 portals that we actually do. We use the portals that Dr. Phil Valentine wrote in the Sacred Woman book. And we use those as a guideline. But we really don't use the Sacred Woman book because that book is 20 years old. So we use things that apply to what we're going through right now and fully develop it. But it's 16 weeks at a time. And so we start out with sacred space. We have not been taught that we are sacred space. This is why we compromise and settle for brothers treating us in certain ways and people talking to us because we haven't set sacred boundaries. We haven't said, this is the way that you will communicate with me. This is how far you will go. This is where you will not go. So we do a situational type thing. So it just depends. It's okay. And so we allow, or then we end up blowing up. Then you're the angry Black woman. And that's because we have not established boundaries. We absolutely have to establish boundaries in order for people to understand who we are and what it is we need and what we need to do. So a sacred medicine woman first falls in love with herself. And she says, no more. We're not going to continue in this manner. She starts to look at her home and she starts to say, whoa, wait a minute. Now that I'm seeing my house from spiritual eyes, I need to get rid of some stuff that's up in here. I need to fix some stuff, even some people. I need to get their energies out of my house. If I have an ex that used to stay here and he has marked my mattress, I need to change my mattress because I'm going to continue to have his energy all throughout the house. And so the next brother that comes, I still have my ex's energy in our bed. Nah, not at all. So this is why it's so important that a woman take the opportunity to be accountable and to fall in love with herself. If you could do it on your own, we would be doing it, and we're not. So that's the beautiful thing about having this course. You get a chance 16 weeks at a time to keep on building on your own self-love.
Right on. So you know what I did? Throughout this whole conversation, I've been tagging your page, your website,
Okay.
like the classes, which is great. I just looked at your website, but also I've also been just sharing all of your stuff. Like I just think your work is phenomenal. I'm gonna look at it some more when we get offline.
Okay.
But what words of wisdom would you have for women who need to make that change? I mean, definitely they could take your class, but usually we have people who are sitting at home to get them started. What could they do? And I know when I have a lot of friends who are vegan and vegetarian, it's awesome. They eat plant-based and all of that. However, it's kind of like there has to be a starting point. Like I know it's like my taste for meat has just been like, ugh. So I'm trying to do, but I'm not a great cook. So that was like, what is this raw? What is this? Because I can't cook anyway. I mean, in terms of the food in the stove. So it's like,
because you don't
how
need
can
me on the stove. You need
right
to be eating raw. See the universe trying to work for your good.
I know. No, but that's true. That's true. When I'm with my homegirl Javon is, I always say she's like a scientist in the kitchen because she don't use microwave. She don't use none of that stuff. She like, we don't even need that. Why you even got one? Because none of it comes with your house. So it's like, she got a house bill. She's like, no, don't put no microwave in my kitchen. We all need a microwave. So I think those are all of the things. Like, what can somebody do to get started so that they can find a way to the path of you?
They can actually, with what you said, start by refusing to put your food or your child's food in the microwave. Make the decision that you're not going to be on your cell phone on a regular basis, because all that's doing is taking radiation into your throat, into your brain, and into your breast. So we start with some. I've even seen women take their phone and put it down in their bra. What is wrong with you? Even if you have on your Bluetooth and all of that, that's even more radiation going into your brain. Get a house phone. It's $9.95 a month. You can get Vonage, you can get anything. But if you're going to have long conversation, especially if they're heated conversation, that phone, even with the earbuds, it starts to heat you up. Get your house phone. Talk on the house phone. Then you don't have all of that excess radiation going into your body. And this is those who are stuck on the microwave. Well, my job only got a microwave. Okay, then go ahead and get a toaster oven. You buy a toaster oven for $20, Black & Decker, Walmart, and take it to your job and put what? Oh no, you cannot put. They don't care. Long as you eat and you ain't on their nerves and you doing the work they need you to, they don't care how you.
Right on.
So take a toaster oven. Decide that you're going. My microwave broke down in 2004, and I did not buy another one, and have never used a microwave since. If you want to see why I say that a microwave is so deep, take a 8-ounce cup of water, put it in your microwave for 3 minutes. Go to a plant and then pour that into your plant and watch the plant be dead in 24 hours. So if that's what it's doing, and keep in mind, the plant gives off oxygen, takes in carbon dioxide. We take in oxygen, give out carbon dioxide. So if that is killing a plant, what do you think it's doing to you? That is child abuse. When you heat your child's food in the microwave as opposed to cooking for them, that is child abuse. People don't understand that because the government ain't saying it's child abuse, right? But then when your child ends up sick, then you just
Real
like,
talk.
I don't understand, God, why you let this happen to me? You know, it's because you abused your child.
Sis, I love your energy. So look, I'm on your website. I see the online in-person cooking classes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this because I probably need to take this class. J Rock will be like, yay!
Yes.
But how do you do an online cooking class? Is it like with video
I
chat
do.
or how does that work?
I'll do a whole video
Okay.
chat. And a lot of people learn better one-on-one. So I can set it up for just you, for you and your family. You can have a little cooking party, you know, however you want to do it, because I want everybody to feel super comfortable. Sometimes I do big ones, so we may have, you know, 400-500 people, and everybody's coming in from the UK because I've got a large following over there and everything. So everybody's watching. So you know, usually at least Dr. Hernandez and I get together maybe about once a month, and we'll do a big cooking class. But you can always book them individually, and we come in and we do it. And especially if you have any health concerns, we teach you, or if you have specific health goals, we help you to make the food according to what you do. So we're helping everybody to cleanse and clear out with that 30-day guided juice detox starting January 3rd. That's going to shift absolutely everything. After you do that, a lot of things that you're eating, you're not going to want to do. And then April 1st through the 7th, in our property in Jamaica, which is called the House of Life, you're able to go over there. The people have picked the vegetable, the fruits fresh off the trees. We go straight to the market, get them. We do everything fresh for you. I no longer drink water. I only drink coconut water. And it has shifted everything. The weight that I lost in Jamaica, I have not gained back. And I'm continuing to lose. And I feel amazing. But the numbers that we get so accustomed to seeing, like I posted a picture of me at 150 on Facebook, and the smallest that I've been is 130. I looked like a bobblehead at 130. Okay, so at any moment it looked like my head was going to do this right here. Okay, so I'm clear that though for my height 130 might be amazing, this right here is not cute. Don't nobody want that right there. Okay, so you got to do what works for your body shape. And so, I mean, 150 is cool, but then I have no breast. So it's like I need a little meal. I need a little meal. So I usually try to keep it between 165, 170, just so that I can feel like a female. And as long as I'm working out and I'm keeping that healthy, it works. But I'd like to get down to 155 because I want to have some babies. So I want to have, you know, some wiggle room in order to have babies.
Right on.
Yay.
Whoo, sis, look, I'm all over your website. Looking at the consultations on your website. Y'all, it's so simple. I love how simple your website is. The information's like, boom, you ain't got to go searching for it. Like, it's like, bam, which I love. So you do in-person healings. What is an in-person healing?
So,
I don't mean to say it like that.
No, when you come here to the temple, you know, I've got a large base here in Atlanta, but a lot of what I do is energy work. So I've got a lot of clients in the UK. I've got clients in Denmark. You know, I work with people everywhere. So we can also, you know, do it across the internet. It's not a problem.
Right on. Y'all, she has everything in here. This is like incredible.
Thanks.
Okay, sis. Look, I thank you so much for, first of all, making time to come and talk with me this morning. But also, like, man, just so much information. Like, you are the truth. I'm so grateful, and thank you so much for taking time with me this morning, taking time with us. Folks, and when you get time, if you could go back in and answer people's questions.
Okay, I will.
Because I only did like maybe one or two, but usually after you do the show, you go back in and because they want to hear from you. So it's like, you know, which I think is great. Even one of my cousins who I haven't talked to in a while, he said it was deep. You know, I didn't even know he was listening. So he was like, this is great information. So I was like, wow, okay. You know, so I love it because these are like people who really need the information. I definitely need it myself. So usually when I'm interviewing people, it's like, it's for the people. No, it's really for myself too. Because I really need to hear this information. And yes, I'm at least taking a class on making some meals. Because I can't always hang around my vegan friends.
Give me a reason to come back to California. I was just there in August. Say the word.
Oh, where were you at?
Where was I?
Okay, that's Southern Cal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we Northern Cal.
Oh, no, my bad.
I'm going to have to talk to Asante.
Give me
We
a
got to
word.
get you up
Give
here.
me a reason to come to California. I love it. I'll come out there and do a whole cooking class. We'll have a cooking weekend. Don't play with me.
Okay.
I like.
I love it. I love it. Queen Mother, doctor, sister, friend, extraordinaire, healer. Thank you so much. We're going to be in contact again, definitely. But also, I know the other piece I want to link onto this, because you talked about spirituality, food, and I think finance.
Yes.
Like, how do you deal with that money? Because I think when people look at stuff, you shouldn't be questioning if that's expensive. Mm-hmm. Because when something's right for you, you should pay people with their work. I have a pet peeve about that. You're like, oh, that's kind of expensive. But you don't say that when you be buying a hair weave.
Right. Okay. Can you preach that particular sermon right there? So, so this is the thing. My services are not cheap because I'm a doctor. Okay. Let me just hold on.
Okay.
Let me help the people, because I love it when I get this question. I'm going to show you why my services are not cheap. Can you see?
That's all right.
Y'all that?
Should be.
Y'all that?
All right.
All that right there is not. Hey. All that right there I paid for. Every bit of it.
Right on.
All that. That ain't even all of them. So you're getting the very best of the best, and you're getting my experience. You're also getting the fact that I lay on my face before the Creator on a regular basis. So you're not just somebody who's got paper. You're going to somebody who is a priestess, who has the spiritual portion as well as the doctoral portion, and can bring it together and help you to heal on all of your levels. So you get what you pay for, and you always, every time anybody comes to anything that I do, every client, they like, can I give you a tip? I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So because you always make sure you get more than your money's worth. And if you come here, I'm always going to feed you. Now, how you going to go to the doctor's office and eat? They're not trying to give you even a little bag of Skittles. And I'm going to give you a whole meal. That's just a part of what I do. So it
right on. Right on. So, Queen Doctor, listen, I just throw that out because I think sometimes that's one of the things we got to get over. We give our enemy all our money. We pay ridiculous stuff for things that ain't even worth a penny of what you spend on it. So that, don't let that hold you back. You get the money for other stuff, get the money for that.
That's right. And
this is your life. This is going.
Do you want to keep? See, a lot of times when you go to people who are charging you $10 and $25, they do that so you can keep coming back. I don't want to keep seeing you. I want to get you well, and I want to get you on the road so you are fully equipped to go on your way and heal. And so I pour a whole lot into people who come to me, because I don't want you, I don't need you keep coming back. I need you to tell people how well things happen for you so they can come and get their healing, and then they can tell other people. So absolutely.
Thank you so much, dear Queen Mother, Doctor, friend, healer. I feel like the title should be like this long. I'll be in contact again with you, okay? Thank you so much for blessing us this morning. All right, family, that was Traditional Tuesdays, Ways to the Path. This dear sister, Queen Doctor, healer, phenomenal woman, the whole nine. Check her out, check her website out, and go get healed, y'all, because I know I am. Peace, family.
Peace.